And we are live. It's late this Wednesday evening, 10:45 on the East Coast. So Shannon Sharpe, as we know earlier today, he was fired from ESPN. Well, he just put out a video via his Instagram, his Twitter, and all the social media handles on the nightcap addressing him actually being fired by ESPN. I'm going to actually play this video and we're going to get right to it. If you're jumping into the building right now, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. We're going to play Shannon Sharpe's response live. He just dropped this a few minutes ago. Like I said, hit the thumbs up on the video if you're just coming in the building. Let's get it.
Sure, everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week, and really the only thing that I really ask is like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted to be about him, and I wanted to be about my family. I know I said this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so, as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on. And I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first two brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And this is what the headline's going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me this, I don't have to apologize, but I'm going to do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. That was never my intent. You've been my hero. You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. And I apologize, and I thank all my fans for supporting me when I was at ESPN and every place that I've been, be it Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Undisputed, ESPN. Thank you guys for your support. Now,
all right, so look, this is what I want to say. I'm hearing a lot of people with a conspiratorial angle. I don't think this is a conspiracy, man. I just think it's, a skeleton in someone's closet that was revealed for whatever reason, right? And I like you saying, CJ, he don't even need ESPN for real. I know the bag is big over there and whatnot, but he's elevated past ESPN. He has his own independent show right now that's probably going to get a deal, maybe in the near future. I'm sure there's going to be sponsors that don't want a deal, but there's going to be sponsors that want to deal with him, like Unscrupulous has liquor companies. They don't really care. If Calvin Milton, but he dropped the ball. I mean, it's definitely a minor loss. A major loss. The ESPN, Disney being on that syndicated show like that, but he's very fortunate that he doesn't have to rely on that. He's very fortunate that he has a thriving, actually two thriving shows, the Nightcap and then Club Shay Shay. He has two thriving shows right now where you don't have to really rely on that, but that doesn't take away from his irresponsibility and his foolish acts. Right, you talk about saying your brother and sorry to your brother. This is why what we do affects our whole family. When you're out there like you are now, it's affecting his Hall of Fame stuff. And yes, you're right to apologize. And absolutely, it's a huge hit to his reputation. Like we want to be remembered as certain things as men. You want your legacy to be, etched in stone. And none of us are perfect. I'm not trying to make that assertion that we're perfect. But at the end of the day, I mean, he got so much more that he could have achieved with being with ESPN, having two major shows. And I mean, that ESPN bag is huge, bro. Dr. Patel puts he's not going to get no deals from high media platform. Maybe not right away. Who knows? We'll see. He may have blue He may have blew major deals. I'm not gonna lie to you. He may have. I mean, who's to say? I'm not giving him money out, so I can't really say that. But it's a bad judgment. I was joking around, not even joking, but keeping it real about he messing with a baby, a 19-year-old. You know, but she's young as hell, and it's not even that. It's that plus the fact that you don't let your dirty laundry get aired out. You don't hear threatening the chick, talking about you gonna choke her out and all this, and she's setting you up the whole time. Like some of these dudes is dumb as fucking a rock. They don't have no type of discernment. They don't know what type of women to deal with. He just sticking his thing in any hole, and out here like what I'm saying. This is why you'll see the brothers usually this age. They'll be married. They'll have a family. They'll be situated. They understand how this industry works. And if they are doing something, nobody's going to know. It's going to be in the private. So it's a certain way you got to move as a man. Like Jay-Z said, I keep my head, both of them where they supposed to be. Hoes to get you sidetracked and clapped from close feet. So you ain't getting clapped from close feet. Now they ripping your bank account. What'd he settle for? 20-something million dollars? You know what I'm saying? Dr. Patel puts ESPN deal was contracted around him receiving his own shows like Stephen A. Smith. So what do you mean by that? Are you meaning that he's not going to be able to do his own shows? Now I know these help. Like, he's obviously a Hall of Famer, but being on ESPN, being known, doing all the stuff that he's done on football, he's commentating on the biggest platform, Disney, with all their distribution and all their marketing dollars. When you go start your own show, it better be successful. It better be successful. Look at Stephen A. Smith. It's very few people out there that start shows that are known that are failures. Think about it. Jadakiss, Cameron, Fat Joe, Gilly, Wallow, Nori. All these people are already kind of known in the industry, whether they were former rappers. Joe Button. Think about it. Throw another name in there. All these people are already, so it's like it's really kind of hard to fail because you got, not only do you have fans already, you have industry connections where you can get, bring people in your platform with a phone call because you got the whole industry's Rolodex. So it's kind of hard to fail once you hooked up with these major corporations, in my opinion. I'm not saying that you can't, but it's very, very hard to. You got to be just like trash. One thing that Jermaine Dupri said, man, which really hit home for me. He talked about having a team. He said, and it really hit home because he was like, you think you out here thinking you and your homie going, make it. Y'all could do some things, but you going against whole teams. He talked about how Jay or Drake has a team, and these people have teams. So you got one or two people going against whole teams and wondering why you're losing. You got to have a team in this. You got to have a, not necessarily editing, but maybe a camera crew if you're not nice with the camera. People that know marketing, accountants, lawyers, people that might post for you, edit and post if you want. People that are coming up with fresh ideas, researchers, all of that. Writers, publicists, interviewers, people that are scheduling interviews, assistants, all of that. You need to build a very strong team around you. You could do it by yourself. And he was talking about independence in music, but a one-man band, it becomes very hard at a point in time. So with that being said, I'm done with it. I'm not gonna be here. I'm actually about to take some magnesium and go to hell to bed real soon. Maybe throw something on the TV. But I wanted to share this with you guys before as fresh, hot off the press. Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharpe just addressed what was going on. And how he kind of just wanted ESPN to wait, but you can't really dictate that. They did it for whatever reason they want to do it. Let me read this comment. All right, let's see. There might be a different angle to look at this change for him. This man spoke out with confidence. Plus, he repeatedly saying he is sorry. To use the word apologize like he has a plan and a work. Oh, I mean, I know undoubtedly, I think he's gonna be good. Undoubtedly. I mean, when you able to, you know, generate the type of numbers that he's generating and the type of sponsors, salute to you. You're going to be, $5-10 million a year, and that's enough for two guys to live off of. That's at the low end. Just with his two shows, he's at 5-10, maybe even more. Not trying to count the man's pockets or nothing like that, but the volume that he does, he'll be fine. He doesn't need ESPN, and that's probably what I don't know. That's what ESPN was paying him. You know what I mean? Probably around that range, so he can make that on his own, man. So but as we know, you get the spotlight for only a certain amount of time in this industry. I'm not saying he's gonna fall off; it'll be on the next person. Remember, everybody had it. Drink champs, and not to say if they fell off, had it. $1 million worth of game. Shay, Breakfast Club. I mean, everybody gets their chance. Mav Hoffa. Everybody kind of gets their chance, in the spotlight, to do their thing, for a while, and then it shifts, So yeah, with that being said, I appreciate all the comments, everybody chiming in. It's your brother Oh God, man. Hey, hit the thumbs up button before we get up out of here. And if you want to advertise with us on the channel, meaning you can put your brand will be shown right before we do any video on this channel. It's ogod@hiphopun.com. That's ogod@hiphopun.com. Email me right now. I'll get to you. Peace.